There's a Quentin raid event going on. That means we could get copies of BES Blaster and Cannon Core. That's why I want to show you guys this deck that I use to grind EXP. In case you're wondering how do I typically get EXP for new characters and just level them up to level max the first day I get them. This is the deck that I use. It's a level 10 gate speedrun deck, and the entire goal of this deck is to win as quickly as possible facing level 10 legendary duelist characters with 3 times the reward. So you will want to go to the gate, and you will pick a level 10 character. You can pick any of them, it doesn't really matter because their decks all suck. So you pick, for example, Jaden Yuki, and then you change the rewards to ×3, and you just play it over and over and over again. And after 2 to 3 hours, I think, your character will probably be leveled up to around like level 30 or something. I didn't really do the calculations, but yeah, the idea is that you just continue playing over and over again for a couple of hours, and your character will be maxed out in a day. So this is the new version of the deck, because we recently got Ursaktix, which is really good for this purpose. The monsters that we all use in this deck have the same purpose, which is special summonable high attack monsters that win you the game on the spot. So we have Blaster Cannon Core from the event that is running right now. It can special summon itself if your opponent controls more monsters than you. It has quite a high attack. We have Montage Dragon. We always want this card in our hand because once we get this card, we can just summon it. It gains a whole bunch of attack because we are playing a whole lot of level 8 and 9 monsters. So we can just attack with Montage Dragon and win instantly. We also have the 3 high attack Ursatic main deck monsters. They're all level 8 tuners because those are the Ursatics that have high attack. The other ones that are level 7 don't have a lot of attack, so we're not using them. And it's really good because all of the Ursatics are pretty cheap, and they also have quite a lot of attack for us to attack for lethal. But they all require you to tribute a monster in your hand to actually summon them. So it might take a bit longer than monsters that could special summon themselves without any cost, because when you're playing this deck over 100 times a day, the minimum amount of clicks really matters. So these reciting monsters require you to click more times to actually summon them, which will take a bit longer than cards like Bluster Cannon Core or Guardian Ethers, which we're not playing because it's not free to play. But yeah, as a free to play deck, these monsters are really good. We also have whatever this card is, I won't try to pronounce its name. It's free to obtain from, I think, Rex Goodwin's level up rewards. It has 2500 attack, and also it can be normal summoned if you have 5 or more cards in your hand. But because you're always trying to go second and OTK, you will always fulfill the requirements of this card. And even if you go first, you'll just do nothing and pass. So during your next turn, you can just normal summon this card. And also, finally, we have Battle Wasp. This is a Battle Wasp monster that can special summon itself, and also it can attack twice. So this card alone deals 2000 damage. So that's pretty good. We're not playing an extra deck because we're not going to summon anything from the extra deck. We want to win as fast as possible, so we're not going to do too many other stuff other than this. This is the old version that I use. It's also the expensive version because I am playing 3 copies of Ethos. This card is really good. It special summons itself without any cost, but you need to have no cards in your graveyard and no monsters in your graveyard to actually summon this card, so you need to sequence your summons carefully. For example, 3 copies of Apprentice Illusion Magician will need a discard to summon itself, so you will need to summon Ethos first, and then you summon your Apprentice by discarding a card in your hand, so you don't actually lock yourself from summoning your Ethos. Other than that, we're playing free Twin Bow because it's just a free summon, and we're playing Fissure because one advantage of Fissure over the other removal spells is that it doesn't target. So as soon as you activate this card, it immediately pops a monster. So you can tap on the screen less, because if you're playing something like a mind control, for example, you need to target a monster your opponent controls. So you need to tap that monster and then you press confirm. And that's 2 additional clicks that you don't need if you're playing Fissure, because your opponent will only have 1 monster on the field anyway when you're trying to OTK, so Fissure will work fine. You can also use stuff like Smash and Ground, but Fissure is probably the cheapest one of the all, and also it only destroys monsters on your opponent's side of the field. So even if you already have a monster on your field, it won't accidentally destroy your monster instead. So I really like this card for that reason. But yeah, the deck basically functions the same. You're still just trying to summon as many monsters as possible using the minimum amount of taps or clicks, and just win as many games as possible within a limited amount of time to hopefully level up your characters as quickly as possible. I just want to quickly mention that this method is not suitable for new players who just started, because this method uses a lot of gate keys. It's not as much as if you use a level 40, but if you're trying to level max a character within a day, you will need a lot of gate keys. So this is more suitable for older players who have a bunch of spare gate keys that they don't really need to use, and because nowadays you don't really need to get the drop rewards from actually dueling these legendary duelists. You can just trade them with card tickets. So I would suggest if you have keys, you spare them for occasions like these instead of actually grinding level 40 to try to get the drop rewards, because you can always just get them from tickets. Anyway, we'll just pick a random character and we'll just set our deck. And I'll quickly show you guys the idea of playing these decks. It's meant to just win the game as soon as possible using the minimum amount of clicks. So we're going first, which is not ideal. We always want to go second. So going first, we turn off the toggle and then we end turn. Immediately end turn. So clicking quickly or tapping quickly, depending on where you're playing, is crucial, because you need to spend it the smallest amount of time to win. So now we have Montage, which is the best card in our deck. We'll discard the 3 level 8 monsters, summon the Montage, and we just attack and win. So that is probably the quickest way the deck can win, is to summon a huge Montage Dragon. But sometimes you don't have Montage Dragon in your hand, so you will just summon the other high attack monsters from your hand and just attack for a game. So that game didn't take a long time. It took like half a minute, including all the loading screens and everything. So this deck is designed to just grind as much XP as possible within the shortest amount of time. Okay, we're going first again. That means we're gonna have a bit of a time loss. Okay, we have Montage again. Okay, we have to turn off the toggle for the free-to-play version, because your exotic monsters will be able to summon themselves during your opponent's main phase, and that creates more delay, which we don't really want. So, okay, we have Montage Dragon, but this time let me show you what you can do if you don't open Montage Dragon. You can summon your exotics just by attributing stuff from your hand. And then we don't really have lethal right now, so we're gonna summon the Twin Bow as well, and we just attack. That is not enough for a lethal, so we'll just attack for game using the Twin Bow, and that is that's how you win. Basically, just play like this over and over and over again. It's gonna be tedious. It's not gonna be enjoyable or anything, but it's the process. And by using this method, you will gain a lot of XP in a very short amount of time. You aren't going to get a lot of skills, because level 10 characters don't really drop a lot of skills. Okay, let me show you what the other version of the deck can do. It's basically the same thing, but you're just using different monsters. Yeah, but if you want to actually grind skills, you will need to play against the level 40 version, and that uses even more gate keys. That is just extremely key intensive. But if you're just if you just want the XP and don't really care about the skills that much, you can just play against the level 10 version, and you will save a lot of gate keys compared to if you're trying to get skills as well. So yeah, you just do this over and over again, and you just basically summon whatever you have in your hand and just go for lethal. So yeah, that's basically the deck and how you use it. I hope you found this video useful, and in case if you don't know that you could do this and just build a deck that just grinds level 10 gates over and over again, well, you do now, and I hope this will help you just grind character XPs a lot quicker than you previously have, probably. So yeah, thanks for watching, goodbye.